Hey guys, today I'm gonna do the TBR book tag. This tag is obviously all about your TBR pile, and I saw this tag on Lala's channel from Books and Lala, so I'm gonna leave a link to that and the original one, which was actually a blog post, down in the description so you can check that out. It just has a bunch of questions about your TBR pile. I have not prepared, I haven't read the questions before and wrote anything down or picked up books on my TBR, which is all the way up there. Even like this is not it, this one is not it. It's even one more up, so I probably have to get up like a million times throughout this video, and I already hate myself for it, so let's get into the questions. How do you keep track of your TBR pile? I definitely use Goodreads quite a lot for that. I use the to read shelf as a wish list, and then I have a owned TBR shelf, and then I have a non-exclusive shelf or whatever they called for my ebooks TBR. So I really keep track of it like that. And then recently, to just kind of have my TBR a little bit in order, I sorted my physical TBR by date. Before I did it by height, as I do with my, all my red books. I kind of try, sometimes it doesn't work out, but for the most part, try to sort them by height. And I did that for my TBR shelf as well. It's just one of these shelves, but then I had the biggest book here and then down to the smallest book, and I just rearranged it so that it's sorted by date, so that the book that is here would be the one that I have been owning for the longest time, and the one there would be the one that I have been owning for the shortest time. And as far as my ebooks, I just have these collections on my Kindle to kind of sort them a little bit, but not really. I just kind of sort them in like read and to read, and then I kind of have like page categories, but that's just kind of for me to be like, oh, I am in the mood for a book that has like over 400 pages right now, and so I can look that up on my Kindle. But yeah, I use Goodreads. I really mostly use Goodreads. Is your TBR mostly print or ebook? And mine is definitely mostly ebook, simply because I have kind of told myself I will not get more than like one single shelf of physical TBR. Depending on how big the books are, if it's like 20 to 25 books or something like that. My ebooks, I think I have around like 50, around that. But that's simply because, physical books are expensive, and ebooks, I said it before, but like I make a wish list of all the books I want to have on Amazon, and then I go on my wish list every day, sort them by price, and then it shows me the cheapest book on my wish list, and that is how I buy all of my ebooks. Most of my ebooks cost 99 cents. Some of them cost like $1.99, but basically I don't buy anything that is above €2 because I get by fine like that. As you can tell, I still have 50 books on my ebook TBR, and all of these were like super cheap. So that sometimes leads to like buying random books that I am not at all in the mood to read, but that are on my wish list and that I want to pick up at some point. That is also why I'm not very strict with picking up books from my ebooks TBR, because it's just really like kind of buying random books when they are cheap. And so I don't want to be like, oh, I have to read this one now because it has been on my Kindle for 3 years. Whereas that's what I kind of do with my physical TBR. This is getting into a very chatty video, I'm sorry. How do you determine which book from your TBR to read next? Random most of the time, really. I just kind of really try to pick up whatever I'm in the mood for. That's also why I just have TBRs some of the time, but not a lot of the time, because it's just really kind of picking up whatever I feel like picking up. As I said, I have kind of tried in the past few weeks to pick up books from my physical TBR that have been on there for a really, really long time. But as far as like ebooks go, or like just books that have been on my physical TBR for less than a year, I just pick up whatever I feel like for the most part. Alright, now we're getting to the part where it's actually like showing you books from my TBR. Now, I do want to say I'm pre-filming this video, so some of these might not be accurate anymore at this point, but probably they will be. Let's be honest. So, a book that's been on your TBR list the longest, that would have to be Across the Universe by Beth Revis. I bought this in June 2014. What am I doing with my life? But it is on my May TBR, so I'm hoping by the time this video comes out, it's just not that book anymore. That would be great. A book you recently added to your TBR. That is actually an ebook. I recently bought The Bone Witch by Rin Chupeko. But this is another book that I got for like, I think 157 or something like that. And I'm really excited about it. A book in your TBR strictly because of its beautiful cover. While looking at my physical TBR, I realized that I at least knew a simple synopsis of all of my books on my TBR, and I was really proud of it. And even the books where I wasn't so sure about the synopsis, it still wasn't the main reason that I picked them up because of the cover, but mostly because people have been talking about it quite a lot or have recommended it. So the only thing that kind of fits into that is The Forsaken by Liza M. Stess, because I think this cover is just incredibly cool. This book sounds like a pretty cliche dystopian, so I feel like if it wasn't for this cool cover, I probably couldn't be bothered to read it, but because I think the cover and spine and everything about it is just really cool, the sequels are so beautiful. I feel this is kind of a cover buy because I think I wouldn't really be interested in it because it's not something special. A book on your TBR that you never plan on reading, and I don't have that. I just recently unhauled a bunch of stuff from my TBR. I mean, it's been a few months at this point, but still recent enough. I DNF'd a few books that I didn't really like that I finally tried after years and years. And when it comes to my ebooks, as I said, some of them are just really random, but I did kind of do a ebook Kindle unhaul in the past few weeks as well. So honestly, there's nothing on my TBR that I don't ever plan on picking up at this moment, so that's good. I think that's how it's supposed to be actually, but I know we can all do it. It's fine. I'm not judging you. An unpublished book on your TBR that you're excited for, that would obviously have to be Our Duck Duet by Victoria Schwab. Not even gonna say anything about it, but like that's the first thing that comes to mind for me when it comes to books that come out soon that I'm excited for. I'm very excited about this one. I can't wait. I cannot wait. I can't believe this is the end of this duology. Okay, anyway. A book on your TBR that basically everyone's read but you. I mean, and I'm not even mad about it anymore because I don't like Sarah J. Maas as a person. So I'm just like, whatever. But also, this one is another one that I might have picked up by the time this video goes up, that I at least tried picking up by the time this video goes up. So who knows, I maybe end up liking it. A book on your TBR that everyone recommends to you. For this one I would have to go with Grave Mercy by Robin LaFevers. I had quite a lot of people tell me that this is probably the book for me because I love the Grace Hilling Realm trilogy so much, and I have been wanting to read this book for a really, really long time anyway. So every time people recommend it to me, I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing. And since the end of January, I finally own it, and I do plan on picking this up very, very soon. There should be less new releases, because then it would be easier to pick up all of these books that I've been wanting to pick up for a million years. A book on your TBR that you're dying to read, and I don't want to, say any of the things that I've already said, like Grave Mercy. So another one that I'm really excited about is The Winner's Curse by Marie Rudkowski, and I feel like this is one of these candidates where I will definitely want to binge the whole trilogy. So I'm gonna take my time a little until I read this. But I'm very, very excited about this. Oh, I'm just feeling the deckled edges, and I like deckled edges, and I feel like it fits this book really well. I love the cover, and also it's blurred by Christine Cashore, which gets me excited every time I look at it, so yeah. And finally, how many books are on your TBR shelf? I think overall I have 70 books on my TBR currently. My physical books, I'm just gonna count them through real quick. So I think if I counted it all right, I have 22 books on my physical TBR. So that would mean that I have 48 books on my Kindle. I think this is about right, but pretty sure overall at this moment where I'm filming it, I have exactly 70 books on my TBR. With my physical TBR being under 30 books, I'm very, very comfortable and happy with that. And I don't really care how many books are on my Kindle, quite honestly, because whatever. Anyway, so this was the TBR book tag. I really enjoyed doing this tag. I feel like I haven't really talked about my TBR as a whole in a long time, so this was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna tag anyone because I feel like this tag is probably around for a long time, or like similar tags are around for a long time, and you just kind of have to be in the mood to do it. Definitely let me know in the comments some of the books on your TBR that you are most excited for. And thank you so much for watching. I guess I'll see you soon. Bye!